Ladies and gentlemen, it's a festive occasion. It's Thanksgiving. Michigan State plays North Carolina tomorrow. And just to bring people into our world right now, we went from having a 3 p.m. recording hard out today to both of our wives saying, we'll go pick up the kids, to Carter and I going upstairs and making a celebratory holiday weekend cocktail, now directly into a huge Michigan State game preview. This is probably going to be 2.5 hours long, knowing us. Cart's victory goggles are on, and Riley Davis is nowhere to be found. Cart, are you excited for this game?
Yeah, and I want to make it known this is calculated. First and foremost, my apologies. I know this is coming out a little later than it usually is, so that's on me. I'm gonna go hand up here, 100%. But yeah, these are calculated pre-game victory shades. The dub's coming. I usually don't do this. I really don't, but I feel as though I've gotten hot lately, and I'm willing to test out how hot I can necessarily get. I am doing preemptive, doing the preview video victory shading for Michigan State beating North Carolina.
I don't think Spartan Nation's going to like this. But then again, I never know what Spartan Nation thinks.
I think it's just card. I'll be all right.
So you're that confident.
Yes, I am. I am. I'm confident in my basketball team, and I think honestly, as much as that is a bit and a little bit funny, I feel the need to be confident in my basketball team. I think they've given me reasons to feel confident about them in matchups like this. I think that obviously North Carolina has Caleb Wilson. They have really good players. Sucks they're missing Seth Trimble because I think that's obviously a big part of their team. But I think they've upgraded in the front court from last year with guys like Vasar. Caleb Wilson is, I think, a top, at worst, five freshman in the country. Certified lottery pick, top five pick, in my opinion. It's going to be a very tough challenge for them. But yeah, I feel confident also in my team and the way they operate.
Let me ask you this. What do you think this North Carolina team is?
I think they are a s- I think they are a solid basketball team with a superstar freshman.
Solid basketball team with superstar freshmen. That can range anywhere from, oh, oh, that can range anywhere from last year's Michigan State team, which was a solid basketball team with a superstar freshman
Hmm.
that went on to win their league by 3 games, make an Elite Eight run, and have an amazing season, to a bubble team that doesn't do anything spectacular.
Hmm.
Which one is North Carolina?
It's more, I guess I'll put it in this term. It's more Trey Johnson than it is Jace Richardson.
Interesting. I think Caleb Wilson's the best player of the three you just named.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just talking about
I
like
know.
season outcome of the
I
way it
know.
goes.
I know.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson is the best player out of those three.
I think if you put Caleb Wilson in Trey Johnson's shoes last year, Texas is a winning basketball team. I think if you put Caleb Wilson in Jace's shoes last year, different position, I get it. It would change the entire identity of the team. But I think Michigan State might have won a national title. That's how highly I think of Caleb Wilson.
Hey, now wait a gosh darn second. I'm supposed to be the high on Caleb Wilson guy.
You haven't positioned yourself that way. I,
Damn it.
Cart, I'm going to do a you impression for a moment. Now, I got to ask you, what's this Michigan State team? Same exercise we just did with Carolina. What is this Michigan State team?
Is that you doing the me thing?
This is a real question. Just what,
Oh,
what is Michigan State? The same
I
way you
think that,
answered Carolina's, they're an okay basketball team with superstar freshmen.
yeah. I think Michigan State is, I think Michigan State's a balanced team. I think they're a team that defends well. I think there's a team that competes at a very high level. I think it's a team that rebounds, and that's kind of the floor. And also, they have one of the best passing point guards in the country, which makes it hard to play against. It's really just, if we're able to knock down shots, then we become a really dangerous team. But I think we have a really good floor. It's kind of how I would describe this Michigan State team.
Okay. Totally agree. Totally agree. Fears is the thing that makes this team special. Is that what you would say to any North Carolina fans trying to figure out who Michigan State is?
Fears makes this team go. Fears gets all the guys who score on this team in the right spot, whether it's a lob to Cohen, a pass up to Cohen, a lob to Cooper, pick and roll with Jackson Kohler, pick and pop with Jackson Kohler, finding Trey Ford, finding other guys. He just finds the right pass every single time. And as of late, has been doing just a wee bit of scoring for himself as well. So yeah, he's the straw that stirs the drink.
That might seem a little crazy to North Carolina fans who a year ago watched Jeremy Fears implode at the end of the Maui Invitational game.
Not the same fears.
He's not the same Fears.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get over your fears. Sometimes you get a double Jack and diet or four and you get on that plane.
I was gonna say more like six.
Yeah, it's usually six. Still don't like flying. Still can't shoot, but we think he can. I'm gonna get there somehow. No, I think Michigan State's the better basketball team. Just barely. Not meant as a sign of disrespect. I think both these teams are good though. I think just from the way you framed it, the only thing I would really strongly disagree here is the idea that North Carolina is just okay. I actually think they're pretty good. I actually think they're a contender in the ACC that is not all that far off of Louisville and Duke. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think those teams are that. But the one data point we have on Carolina right now that matters is Kansas when Darren Peterson played, and they were way better than Kansas with Darren Peterson. And now Kansas is at players era winning games without Darren Peterson.
Mhm.
I think this UNC team's closer to like a top 15 team in the country. I think this Michigan State team is a top 10 team in the country. Should be a really high level basketball game to me.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Maybe my point didn't come across the way I wanted it to, as far as like Caleb Wilson makes this team so good. That's the thing. Just because he touches so many facets of the game, right? Like defensively, he's the ultimate competitor. He's a freak athlete. He has honestly, I feel like people don't even talk about his offensive bag as much. Like all the stuff that Debanza does as far as like getting to that little midi pull up and like turnaround jumpers. Caleb Wilson has that as well. And he also has one of the higher motors you'll see from a freshman that is of his status and his like five-star pedigree, and he's the ultimate competitor. So, look, I'm very much prepared mentally to get Caleb Wilson as I'm going for my second plate on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, in terms of like could ruin my Thanksgiving obstacles, is Caleb Wilson pretty high? He's got to be pretty high.
He's two behind Jordan Love.
Yeah, very true. Can you give the scout to Michigan State fans that haven't watched Caleb Wilson yet? Like just prepare them for what they're in store for here.
I think he's a very singular player, right? Like, you don't see that type of size and athleticism and also like skill to go along with it a lot at the college level. Like if we're doing the whole Michigan State thing, who's checking Caleb Wilson, we don't really have a great matchup for him, to be honest with you. Like Cohen is 5 inches shorter. Kohler's not quick enough or athletic enough to keep up with him, so it is going to take a very much a team effort, I think, on him because he is a guy that can get to the basket, he can score, he can dunk on your head. He has the mid-range game. He has like the catch it in the mid post, turn, fade, hits the shot. Like he has a very, very, very well-rounded game. I'm not gonna do it, but wasn't there one NBA player I said that he's like that you wanted to cut my head off?
You said he's like Giannis.
Yeah.
I still do want to cut you off for that, but
Okay.
no, I mean, he is singular. I'm totally fine with that. I think it would have felt crazy 2 weeks ago to say anyone outside of Devonta Peterson Boozer was that level. Caleb Wilson's that level. And he's not going to have that type of perception narrative, but he very well might have the best season out of any of those guys, except maybe Boozer, because Duke is Duke and his numbers have been pretty ridiculous. So have Caleb Wilson's, though. Like, I don't know how you look at what he's doing this year. He looks like he's in line for an All-American season. He looks like he might be, if not for Boozer, the runner-up to the ACC Player of the Year. He's so ridiculously productive, double figures all 6 games, 20 or more points in 5 of 6 games to start his career.
Hmm.
And really, the most important thing about him is his edge. It's that he looked Darren Peterson in the eyes and said, "I don't like him. I'm a punk him. I'm gonna take this personal." And there's a backstory there. He didn't like Darren from the McDonald's All-American game, and he did outplay Darren, and he did get a 13-point win, and then he did tell reporters after, "Yeah, I don't like him." Like he is wired like the Michigan State greats,
Hmm.
and I'm excited to see how he handles a challenge as physical and mature as this Michigan State team is mentally.
Yeah, I think, with Michigan State, it's a thing that's going to take a team effort with him, right? I think you need to be very much in line and on the same page with how you are going to guard him. Because to be honest with you, he's going to get his. I
Right.
think he's too good of a player to not get his. But I think that you need to make it tough. I think you need to make him, possibly try to get the ball out of his hands as much as you can, see what others are doing on this team because I'm not saying they're like we'll put it in these terms. They ain't Texas Tech role players. They got some very
Right.
capable role. Like I don't even want to say roles in negative connotation. They have some good players on this team that to go along with Caleb Wilson. Um, and this is a team that I expect to compete for the ACC regular season title.
They do
Them,
have they do have
Duke,
good
Louisville.
players. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, no, go ahead.
They do have good players. Vasar's good. Huge upgrade in the front court for them. Seth Trimble's out for a while. That's a
That
bummer.
hurts.
If they had Trimble, this would be like he's the one guy I think you could put with Fears,
Hmm.
a vet that's seen him before. This is a big task for Kai and Evans. It's a big task for Luka Bogovac.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, those guys are talented and good, but I do think like outside of Caleb, you're kind of looking around like, are any of these guys going to be ready for the challenge that is Michigan State?
Right.
They're good caliber wise. I'm not worried. It's much more like, are they emotionally mature enough to win a game like this right now? I don't know. They looked good in the Kansas game, but they also
Yeah.
had Trimble in that game, right?
Yeah, and from the first, and like to me, and I might have missed it, so sorry, North Carolina. This is the first test against a team like Michigan State. Like
It's a good point.
Kansas is good. Kansas doesn't want to bite your face off and eat your soul at center court.
Yeah.
Michigan State does. And honestly, that's why Seth Trimble's such a big piece in this game. He would go against Fears. Like that's he's been playing a long time. He started a long time. He's seen guys like Fears who do that. Fears might eat Evans alive. And I'm not even saying like statistically wise. I'm just saying like he's going to try to break him.
Right. So if it is Kyan versus Fears, I think they're toast. I don't think they can do anything with that. And I don't think you can put Luke on him. I think he's too slow. Can I throw a ridiculously unconventional thought at you?
Are you gonna say put Caleb Wilson on Fears?
Yep.
So how do the rest of the matchups go out there?
If I'm Carolina, I mean, you got Vasar, Roman. You're super big, right? So they'd have Vasar at the five for Coop. They'd have Stevenson at the four for Kohler. They're big enough to hold up there. You've got Bogovac 6'6". You've got Kyan Evans 6'2". Honestly, put Kyan on the shooter, Tang or Ford or whoever, and just let him kind of honestly take his breath off defensively.
Mhm.
I think you're putting this would probably be something you don't feel great about, but you put Luke on Cohen
Mhm.
and you put your psycho leader, lottery pick athlete, who's 6'10 with guard skills on Jeremy Fears.
I wouldn't be mad at that. And honestly, the Luca and Cohen portion of that, you tell Luca to sag, and if Cohen makes some threes, then you maybe change it up. But otherwise, don't give him the athletic advantage to blow past Luca and just
Yeah.
kind of sag a little bit, have the help with Vasar and things like that. It could be a pretty good game plan. That would take Hubert having to do that though, right?
That would take Hubert doing it, which is unlikely to happen. And number two, that would put Caleb Wilson in danger of foul trouble because Fears would undoubtedly get two fouls on him quickly.
Hmm.
So there's probably good reasons not to do that. I just personnel wise, they could pull it off, and they just got to have someone who can deal with Fears, and they don't. Flat out, they do not. They do not have someone ready for the Jeremy Fears experience in the backcourt. Period. They have freshman guards off the bench that are going to be terrified. They have Kyan Evans, who is a good player. He's had a good start to the season. He's a spot shooter, not really that much of a playmaker, and not a defensive player at all.
Hmm.
It's a tough spot for him. Now, on the flip, it's also a really tough spot for anyone trying to guard Caleb. What are you going to try and do to match up with him? You can't put Kohler on him.
You can't put Kohler on him. You probably go Carr and just help. I'm not necessarily,
Yes.
but I don't know. The thing is, I feel like in the past though, Michigan State has just put Kohler on him and give him a step and help and dig and do things like that. But
Who's him, though? You're saying in the past they've put Kohler on him. Who's him?
I'm saying like a Caleb Wilson type,
Yeah,
like a
give me an
maybe
example because I'm
like
trying
a
to think.
or maybe not a him, but like I'm saying like a more athletic for bigger player.
Ace Bailey was Cohen's assignment a year ago. That's probably the most similar one for one. What do we do here?
Yeah.
But I also think Ace Bailey is wired like a golden doodle, and I think Caleb Wilson is wired like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, true. Who would you go?
I don't think there's a good answer here, to be honest. Honestly, I'd give Cam Ward some minutes here, and I think he's a big game psycho with a little more size than Cohen. But to me, two things with Cohen. Number one, he's too small. Like miss me with how all the athleticism and stuff he has. He's a leader, fine. He's 6'5" in heels. Like he's gonna give up 6 inches to Caleb Wilson.
So what? Okay, hear me out here. What if you go Kohler, let Carr help off Stevenson?
I like that. You
Because I think that because I
you could flip
Stevenson is
that
like
too.
supposed to be a 3-point shooter, but I swear to you, before I even look it up, I promise you he's shooting 20% from three.
Right.
He's the ultimate. Oh my God, he's a stretch four, but then you look at the numbers and he's shooting 30%.
He's shooting 23% from three this
I
year.
didn't I did not even have to look it up. He's the ultimate stretch four that never shoots above 30% from three.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't think there's a good answer. That's probably the answer. Just have two bodies ready for him at all times. Sag off of Stevenson when he's in the game. Even sag off of other bench guys. Make the freshman hit shots. Make Powell hit shots. Uh, I think that all could work here. Um, but it's going to be tough. Like Kohler's too slow. Cohen's way too small. Honestly, Cam Ward individually is the guy I would try the most, and it might be a big Cam Ward game. There's one thing on the profile of these two teams that really matters to me. Do you have any guesses what it is?
Hmm. One thing on the profile that really matters to you,
I
getting
kind of
10.
like how I've been rolling these out in previous day. I'm like, what's my one thing here, Cart? Can you find it?
I kind of like it, and also I'm looking to like keep track and hopefully improve throughout the year. Let's see here.
I think this one's pretty easy to find on an easy to find scale.
Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Is this right? UNC has the number one 2-point percentage defense in the country.
Bang. Is that real or not? Is my question. Because if it's real, shit. Like that's kind of all Michigan State does, right? I know you've had a couple hot shooting nights,
Yeah,
but
well, that is utterly shocking to me.
yeah, you wouldn't expect it, would you?
But I guess when you think about it, they're like super big. Vasar is a guy that can, protect the rim a little. Caleb Wilson's also just like a freak athlete defender.
Yeah, they're 7 foot 6'10", 6'10" in the front court with 6'10" Aiden High off the bench.
Yeah.
They're massive. So I'll be watching this as a Michigan fan. How does it work? How does a team that big work against Michigan State? I mean, any outcome would not surprise me. Jackson Kohler triple double in this game would not surprise me. But
Also, if we do well this game, you can
yeah,
take your rightful place at 2-point percentage defense champion.
you would be helping Michigan if you punk them. You would also scare me if you punk them, though. So there's a give and a take here.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah, I mean that to me that's what to watch. You go back to that Kansas game. It's the only high major opponent Carolina's played. Kansas shot 42% from 3-point range. Like I think it reasons to believe that Michigan State might not be great at the rim here, and you might have to make some shots to get this done. But you've
Yeah,
done that lately, so it's possible.
yeah, definitely for sure.
We've made it this far without, I think, the biggest mismatch in this game. This is Hubert Davis versus Tom Izzo. How do you feel about that?
I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. UNC defense does not foul.
The UNC defense does not foul at all,
So they don't foul, and they're good at 2-point defense.
and they're top 60 in both rebounding categories. Theoretically, they do have the profile of a team that will at least resist Michigan State's strengths.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna be interesting. Yes, Izzo has the advantage. Very much does.
How big is it?
Let's see. I'm 6'7" minus. Uh, it's like the advantage of a 6'4" person.
What does that mean?
The gap between them is a 6'4" person.
Oh, like a 6'4" sized advantage.
Yeah,
That might be the difference in height between the two, honestly.
yeah, true.
Mhm.
Forget Hubert like hooped in the league. Isn't Hubert like 6'9"?
League, bro.
Special.
Like
Bad
Jace.
drip. Bad drip though.
Like Jace.
Hmm.
Like Jet.
Hmm.
Hunter.
All right.
I can keep going. You got
What's
anything
Trey
else before
Donaldson
prediction?
doing nowadays?
Who?
What's Trey Donaldson's stats?
Pretty good. He's been good.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's been better than Elliott.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and post that soon. But anyways, back to this game.
Okay. Should we get to predictions?
Let's get to it.
Okay. What do you predict? We
I
used to
think.
like have a big reveal. It was like Dimers Pro says this, and we
Oh,
haven't had a
oh
sponsor in
man,
two and a
what
half
a
years.
what a
So
time that was.
yeah, we have Pod with the National Player of the Year and 1.2 million views a month, and we haven't had a sponsor in 2 calendar years. What's your prediction?
Look, I think you brought it up earlier in this one. Them missing Seth Trimble for this game is actually really massive, and I think something that Michigan State needs to take advantage of. I'm gonna take Michigan State to win this game. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna say that this team is riding the high, and they like Fort Myers, and they like those rims. So go ahead and give me Michigan State 83, North Carolina 75.
Okay. Close game with separation late.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give a shout out to Fam, a member of our Discord. Have you paid attention to what Fam's been doing with betting lately?
Mm-mm.
On an all-time prehistoric level heater, where Fam's discovered what I think is a great betting strategy in college basketball, where he bets one team to cover the first half line
Mm-hmm.
and then the opposite team to win the game.
Oh, I actually peeped him doing that.
He ends up getting like 9-1 odds every game, and he just does it in games with like pretty similarly matched teams. So in this game, it would be like North Carolina -2 first half, Michigan State money line. That's exactly my prediction. Shout out to Fam. I think Carolina will stifle Michigan State early with their size, the 2-point defense. They will show up ready to play, and Caleb Wilson will have some moments. And then Tom Izzo will be the Hall of Famer that he is and figure it out.
Mm.
And Michigan State will storm. In that last year, didn't Carolina lead and then Michigan State kind of took it away, or
Yeah.
vice versa? Michigan State led and Carolina let slip late.
Or even this year, Arkansas let it have.
I think it's Carolina first half. I think it's Michigan State by 9 full game with a furious run late. And I apologize to Michigan State fans for picking y'all to win.
Oh, we appreciate it.
I always get shit wrong with Michigan State for 2 years. That's what it is. But I think you win this game.
Now's the time.